So we are back. Understand that there was a problem with the audio yesterday. Inshallah, God willing, I have that fixed this time. Just want to kind of get back to and kind of maybe repeat some of the things I said yesterday because I could barely hear the audio when I went back and listened. And today is, of course, the completion of the first week of me being a full time with the Collective Nine, meaning that I'm no longer employed by the City Colleges of Chicago, and just kind of reflecting on that. I'm feeling good. People keep on asking, "Oh, like you can tell me for real," and you don't realize, or I didn't realize how much, um, stress or just kind of, you know, man, just how much more energy that was taking from me on really doing what I wanted to do and have wanted to do for a while. And just, the freedom that, or just really being able to really go for what you want and knowing that if it doesn't happen, it's because of you. And so I want to go back to the Holy Quran, the scripture that I read yesterday, which was chapter 3 or Surah 3, Al-Asr, the time. It says, by the time, surely man is it lost, except those who believe and do good and exhort one another the truth and exhort one another to patience. And the the translation that I read yesterday actually kind of touched on some things a little differently, which I thought was interesting. But that scripture is just really focusing on the value of time and what you do with it. And those who believe and do good exhort one the truth and exhort one another patience, is that not only do we have to be patient with others, it's very difficult to be patient with others if you're not first patient with yourself. And so if we look at our journey through life, and sometimes we don't accomplish those things that we desire in the time period that we desire, we can become impatient. And I think a few weeks ago, or not a few weeks, a few days ago, I kind of reflected on the two ways in which, from my reflection, that we give up on a thing. And that's because we can no longer see it. And the other one is because we no longer think it's a value of that which we have to go through to accomplish it. And I think that that's kind of reflected in that scripture, is that those who believe, are patient. They believe in the unseen, so even if they don't see it, they know that it's coming. I remember a brother sharing with me that laziness can be a sign of hypocrisy, in that, if you believe, and for those who may have grew up celebrating Christmas, you woke up early in the morning, and you were excited if you believed that you were going to get the gifts that you desired. You believed it, so you were excited. You couldn't wait to wake up in the morning because you were expecting something to be under the tree for you, and you were excited. You may not even been able to go to sleep because of the anticipation of what you were going after, and what you were expecting to see. And that same principle has to be with our lives. We have to get to the point that we believe and know that that which we desire is only on the other side of our work and our effort. And that way we can become more patient and more focused. Let me see if I can find, if I have nearby me the other translation, and I'll go into that on this day that, last Thursday was the last day. And it's just interesting how quickly time flies or moves. And of course, it says, I seek refuge in Allah against the curse of Satan. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I swear by the passage of time, that man is surely in a state of loss, except those who believe and do good deeds and exhort one another to hold fast to the truth, and who exhort one another to steadfastness. So the difference is that in this translation, it uses the word steadfastness instead of patience. And I think that that's interesting, because for me, those things can mean something a little different, but there's also a connection. So when I think of patience, is that sometimes there's the thought of the patience with patience, is that means that you're just waiting, and not necessarily doing anything, but you're waiting with the expectation of something happening, versus actually having to do something. And with this is that we're taught that we don't believe in a mystery God, that we're not expecting things just to happen. But the reality is that those things, steadfast and being patient, are connected. So that means that, of course, we have to be patient with ourselves in our journey, but also we have to have focus. And I'm looking at a comment that someone said. It says, great teaching, I need to hear what you're saying this morning. Praise due to Allah. Thank you, Brother Jonathan and Sister Deborah. And my sister just made a point and said patience is a virtue. And I'm going to quickly look up virtue, and then I'm getting out of here. And virtue is a behavior showing moral standards. So is when we are on a particular path and we're moving, and we know that we are being pleasing to Allah, and our values and our principles are in alignment with that, then we know that there's a principle in the universe, or principles in the universe, that deal with cause and effect. And based on our alignment with Allah, then we know that we will get that which He promised. So as followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, under the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we're promised money, luxury, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. But what comes before that in our lessons is that after learning mathematics, which is Islam, and Islam is mathematics, and it can be proven true. So in that is that it's after we learn, and Islam means submission to the will of Allah, which brings about peace. And after we've learned, and not only learned, but have applied and submitted our will entirely to do the will of Allah, then we know that that which we desire and move towards, that it will come into fruition. So I just encourage us to be steadfast, and to be patient. To be patient, and first and foremost with ourselves and our journey, and to put our mind and focus and attention on that which we desire, and continue to move forward. By Allah's grace and permission, I plan on doing that, and will continue to do it. And one last thing is that, for those who are following along with the study guides, we're now moving to study guide number 3, but we actually just completed study guide number 2, and the task that we were given was to read a newspaper on a daily basis, as well as read something from How to Eat to Live, which was an article called How to Eat to Live. And both of those things actually are connected to us being steadfast and patient, because in many instances we start things and we don't continue, and we're on again and off again. So both of these is reading the newspaper on a daily basis and exercising How to Eat to Live are both tasks that help to strengthen our discipline and help to strengthen our resolve to focus our attention on a thing and to accomplish it. And of course, as many of us have just come out of Ramadan, we exercised our control over those natural urges of food, of water, of sex, out of the things that just our normal day of what we do, or even sleep, getting up in the morning. So I just encourage us to find something, and of course, starting with something small and allowing it to grow is always a great principle. But start with something. Find something that you're going to consistently do. Start with something small, and I look forward to hearing about your success in being steadfast and patient. Assalamu alaikum. About to go to the gym. Until next time.